Today we have great honor to invite Dr. Wang to our studio. Dr. Wang is a very important person in China-U.S. cultural exchange. He was a former head of the Chinese collection of the Library of Congress, and he's now co-chair the U.S.-China Policy Foundation. Thank you so much for taking our interview. And here is your new book, Building a Better Chinese Collection for the Library of Congress. And can you talk about your book?
In fact, I think I just want to emphasize the Chinese collection at the Library of Congress is already pretty good when I was starting working at the Library of Congress back in 1937. Mm-hmm. But it's just that my mission and goal try to build even a better Chinese collection. Mm-hmm. And at the time I was beginning my work in the Library of Congress in 1957, and about 300,000 plus and volumes of Chinese publications, newspapers, and magazines, and other things. I like books. I like people, and that's why I stay there. I did not expect to stay there for more than 1 year. Once I stayed for 47 years.
In 1972, you were invited by the Chinese government to travel to Beijing and establish the publication exchange between the Library of Congress and the National Library of Peking.
Right.
So, can you tell us about this trip? Yeah. So, how did it happen?
In 1971, I was in Hong Kong. I was in Hong Kong as a visiting librarian of a Chinese University of Hong Kong. So I wrote a cable to Library of Congress librarian. I said, I got invited to go to China by Xinhua News Agency. Do you want me to go? Immediately responded, yes, you can go. I waited for my permission to go, and then the White House told me you have to wait until Nixon goes to China first. You can't go. You can't go first. You have to wait until he come back, then you go to China. I waited until April. I went to Hong Kong, and then they called me. Yes, your trip approved by Dr. Kissinger. Then I immediately traveled to China. My mission there was not too much about my family, my relatives, and of course I met them at the airport. My primary mission go try to develop a book exchange relation with National Library of Peking. At that time we called Peking Library at Wenjin Street, near Beihai Park.
Afterwards, there are more and more exchanges between U.S. and China. So, how important do you think is this change for U.S.-China relationship?
Oh, I think at that time was making a very major impact and influence for American people understand China. Also at that time, the panda was here too. So this is the children and everybody liked China at that time. That was really China made a great impression in the United States. No matter how different China political situation, cultural situation, but U.S. willing to work with China to develop a better relationship.
So in this book, you have made some recommendations to how to develop this exchange. So what's your suggestions for the libraries?
I suggest, and that was my dream, to have a small center, maybe 2 or 3 American officials, librarians, go to Beijing and work with local Chinese librarians, develop a center. That's why I've been pushing for a center for Chinese books in Beijing. This way, not only buy books, also you can help American scholars go to China